are. How'd that happen? Like a dream?
We finally reached Animal Kingdom for Cole's 4th birthday celebration, which also included my parents. We were thrilled to have them along, not only because Edgar and I were able to sneak away for a much-needed date night, but also so we could enjoy much-needed family time. First up, Rainforest Cafe for lunch.
One, two, three. Happy birthday from all of us here. We're making something special. We made it just for you. We hope we have a super fun and terrific day. So happy birthday from Rainforest Cafe. Hey!
Look at you, buddy. You got it. How was it?
Props to this poor kid. He kept seeing birthday celebrations throughout the restaurant while we ate and really thought everyone else was eating his birthday cake while he missed out. Once he topped off his meal with his own cake, we snagged some pictures and headed over for some ride time. On our way to ride the safari, we snuck in some time with the animals and he snuck in a nap.
So you're keeping your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the vehicle at all times. That is however, little ones are allowed to be on and all left, but then stay. They cannot go from seat to lap to lap, seat to seat to lap. Stay one spot the entire time. So here we are, entering the reserve, and I can already see animals straight in front of us. Over here on the left as we're turning, bongos, reddish brown and blue. Bongos both male and female have horns, so it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two. But typically males are a little bit larger than the females. Other than that, they're almost identical. Another animal over on the right, striped like that with a brown body hanging out there in the vegetation. That's an okapi. Now, a lot of people think the okapi are related to zebra because it has striped legs. It's not. It's actually the only known relative of giraffe. They typically live in the deepest and darkest parts of forests where their striped legs help them blend in with the shadows and shade cast by trees. So pretty cool. A very elusive creature. They weren't officially discovered until 1901, 120 years ago. You think that sounds like a long time, but it's actually the last large mammal discovered. What was that? So, quite recent compared to everything else. And then another animal here, large tin antelope. These are Kudus, specifically greater Kudus. And female greater kudu like that. You can tell they're female because they don't have any horns. Male kudu have beautiful spire horns, females have none. Now the 3 species we've seen so far that the okapi are all here to be protected for different reasons though. Bongos are here because of deforestation, so habitat destruction, while both the okapi and the kudu are here because of poaching. And we talk about these animals and a little bit about why they're here. So some of them need our help. Not all though. Some animals, like the animal here on our right, are common. There's a lot of them around. This is the saddle-billed stork. You typically find them in pairs like this because they make life. So again, like I said, they're common. There's a lot of them around. Most animals here on the reserve are going to be endangered, critically endangered, or there are even some animals on the reserve that are extinct out in the wild. You can only be found on reserves like this. So basically all that means is just the number of animals left in that species. So common is the most common. There's a lot of them around, makes sense. And then threatened, endangered, critically endangered, extinct out in the wild, then extinct. So those little levels. So again, as I'm talking about these animals, I'm going to be using extinct out in the wild, then extinct. So
Happy birthday!
So again, as I'm talking about the in fact, I see a hippo way in the distance up ahead. You can see it up out of the water there. So we're going to get a little closer to that, hopefully get a view. There's also pelicans much closer to us. There's also a hippo right here in the water. Look at this, right close to here. Hanging out. So it might surface, it might not. Hippos actually can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time under the water. So pretty cool. And a group of hippo like this is called a bloat, B-L-O-A-T, bloat of hippo. And a pod pelican. So a pod pelican called a hippo. So really, really cool. Let's see if we can get a good view of that hippo here up ahead. Now when they are on land, and we get to see a baby hippo. Look at this. Alright, so that noise is called a wheeze honk. That's them talking to each other. This baby hippo here. Yeah. The hippo was actually born about 6 months ago here on the reserve, so very, very young. They don't stay near mom for probably about another 2 years or so. So mom was in the water. I saw her just briefly. Baby was hanging out, exploring the land. There's also some crocodile here. Look at this. These are Nile crocodile, largest crocodiles in Africa. They get up 16 feet long on average, like around 5 to very often, about once a week. But during that 1 meal, they've been able to take to half their body. It's upwards to 250 pounds in one meal. Now to the savannah, also known as the sand-getting grasslands. I can already see a giraffe in the distance. We're not even on the savannah proper yet. Now the savannah is home to animals like giraffe and elephants and rhinos and plenty of others. So in fact, when you think of African animals, you're most likely thinking of animals that live on the savannah. On the right the giraffe. This is the Maasai giraffe. Maasai have very jagged fingers, lots of patterns. Other species of giraffe are very delicate, not like patterns. So if we get closer, you'll be able to tell really how unique their spots are. But from this instance, dogs also known as painted dogs. They're critically endangered. There's not very many of them left. Only a few packs left out in the wild. Many African dogs are found in reserves like this.
Wow.
No. I heard people trying to whistle and make noises at the animals. That is one of the most dangerous predators in the world. Don't get its attention. It's also their home, not yours. So don't treat them like pets. This is not a pet. These are wild animals. You don't want them coming into your home and making noises at you. Don't come and make noises at them. So over here on the left, Ankole, they're cows. They're domesticated, only domesticated species on the savannah. However, here on the reserve, they are treated like wild animals. They don't really have any special treatment. But in many parts of Africa, there are actually signs of wealth. The more Ankole you own, the wealthier you are presumed to be, until it drops. They're not able to move anymore. Kind of an interesting hunting technique. So this is a couple zebra there again, and then the giraffe. There's more giraffe up ahead. We're going to get a little close. A couple minutes there, scattered throughout the entire day. Totally up around 30 minutes, so really, really cool. And there's more giraffe up ahead. We're going to pull up and stop here next to these giraffe. There's also wildebeest, gray and black antelope straight in front of us. 5 million of them. Look at this, the bunch of giraffe here. And I believe I said it already, but I'm going to say it again. A group of giraffe like this is called a tower. They range anywhere from 16 to 20 feet tall when fully grown. It's pretty big animals. Males get up to 12,000 pounds. Also, look over on the left. Monkeys, there's a bunch of them. Those are mandrills, the largest monkey in the world. Males get up to 100 pounds, females are around 30 pounds. Pretty big. This beautiful male elephant. Another good way to tell that this is a male is the fact that it's by itself. Males live by themselves. And that is because of the females, extinct the soonest. They're predicted to go extinct out in the wild in less than 20 years. At last count, there was over 400,000 elephants in Africa. But that was 5 years ago, and their poach at a rate of 20,000. So that's 100,000 right there in a year, in 5 years. That's why they need our help. And look at this, there are elephants here. This is definitely the female herd. I see 4 elephants right here. So that's a good indication. Also their size, like I said earlier, females smaller than the males. Around so we can see it a little bit better. There's also some flamingos here. These are greater flamingos, the largest of the flamingo species. Also the bills are great. And a group of flamingos is called a flamboyant. Some greater flamingo. Look at this, beautiful animals, the elephants. Really, really, really cool animals. But definitely need help. Imagine a world with no animals like elephants in it.
Why are they pink?
I'm guessing you mean the flamingos, not the elephant. Yeah, the flamingos, they are pink because of their diet. Now, a lot of people think, oh, they eat shrimp. You know, that's 60, 65 miles an hour. They're built for speed, but not endurance. They can only run at their top speed for a few seconds at a time. So over here on the left, there's actually one walking up at the very top of the hill there, and then the one laying down much closer to us. Oh, actually 2 walking around. So, a couple of cheetah hanging out. And a group of cheetahs called a coalition. Coalition of cheetah. They typically are found by the middle of the day. All other big cats either hunt at night or right at sunrise and sunset. So that's another group. A lot of people don't know that there's a set of animals that are only active during those times. It's called crepuscular. So that's a lot of antelope species are actually crepuscular. Oh, and look at this. Over here on the left, lions and waterbuck. So the waterbuck and the shaggy brown animals here, they get their name because they have rolling something on the cover. And then the lions here, there's a couple lions sleeping. This is what you're going to find lions doing the majority of the time. They're sleeping. They sleep up to 20 hours a day.
I want that life.
Yeah. So hanging out here sleeping. Now lioness, or female lions, they're going to be the ones going and hunting, while the males, there, the one with the mane, they're going to be the one protecting the cubs and elderly from attack from other predators and protecting their territory from other predators. So really, really cool. But over in the distance on the right, there's a reddish-brown antelope with a white face hanging out by itself, kind of on the far right side.
I think Dominic missed the fact that there was an ostrich standing right behind him.
And then the ostrich here. That is a female ostrich. You can tell because its feathers. Females have gray feathers, males have black.
Back there.
There's another ostrich over here on the right. You can see here. So here on the right. Dwarf goat, miniature goat species. This is as big as they get, about 2 feet tall. They produce a lot of milk for an animal size. So a lot of farmers have this source of income. They don't take a lot of space. They'll eat pretty much anything, and they produce a lot of milk. So you can often find Nigerian goat milk and cheese in markets and stores all across Africa. So we already have 2. This side, 3 rivers, that will, and a see that. And just up ahead is where they're dropping off. But here in Africa, we don't like to say goodbye. Instead, we say Kwa Harini. It's a Swahili phrase that means go well. So, Corny, go well, asante. Sana, thank you so much for coming on the reserve with me. Once again, my name is Joe. If you have any questions for me, you're more than welcome to come up and ask. Once I drop you off just up ahead. If there is any Wilderness Explorers on board, the name of my truck is the Simba 1. Simba 1. Be able to receive your safari badge at the entrance to the safari queue. Alright, watch hands, arms, feet, and legs. The door's open. Enjoy the rest of your day here in Animal Kingdom.
Knows exactly what branches are going to be able to hold it.
One big gorilla.
So KJ here lives in our bachelor troop, which is this enclosure here. You will be able to see if you go down the Gorilla Falls Trail, the other side of it. Our bachelor troop is just like in the wild. There are going to be only one male for a family troop and then multiple females. That means there's always going to be some males that don't have mates.
On your next visit to Animal Kingdom, definitely check out Gorilla Falls. We typically do this trail and see the animals a bit closer than the safari ride gets us, but we had to squeeze in a few more rides and of course pictures galore. We never miss our Tree of Life pictures. Take a peek at one of the many animals that Gorilla Falls can get you nice and close to. Next stop was A Bug's Life, followed by ride sharing for Flight of Passage. While Dom and Vienna rode with my parents, Edgar grabbed us drinks, followed by he and I riding while my parents enjoyed shenanigans with the kids. We finished up the day with pictures and a not-so-exciting popcorn bucket refill. Next time, we are definitely bringing Simba.